charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges, sir?
Yes, I understand.
All right. The docket before you, Your Honor, is 2019-846DS in the matter of Ms. Kelly Bridges versus Mr. Derek Wagner, with Mr. Wagner being the payer. This is an adjourned enforcement hearing. It was adjourned to allow him to be represented by court-appointed attorney as requested. It was originally, prior to that adjournment, a bench warrant hearing for his failure to appear at a referee hearing on June 13th of 2022. The order being enforced today is the modified Uniform Child Support Order dated January 13th of 2020, which states that his current child support is $109. After servicing and processing fees, brings it to $112.50. His last payment was $148.28 on September 3rd of 2021 via unemployment. He has been show caused 3 times with 1 bench warrant and 1 finding of contempt. The previous 6 months at $112.50, he should have paid $675, and he has paid.
The hearing opens with chaos disguised as routine formality. A judge calmly reviewing a child support contempt case, only for a storm named Karen to start brewing in the background. The courtroom's rhythm is professional and composed until the enforcement officer begins listing the father's failures. Months of unpaid support, missed hearings, and a history of contempt. Every figure spoken adds weight to his irresponsibility. $4,847 in arrears, 3 show cause orders, 1 prior contempt. It's a quiet buildup, but behind the calm tone lies tension ready to erupt. The judge remains steady, outlining the potential jail time, but the real drama simmers off camera. You can already feel it. This isn't going to stay civil. The moment the word jail enters the conversation, the entire mood shifts, and the courtroom's patience is about to be tested beyond repair.
There have been no previous jail sentences with that previous contempt hearing. Mr. Wagner was booked in on March 3rd in the Calhoun County Jail on separate charges. When he was booked in on our warrant, he was in jail from February 16th to February 23rd.
Okay, do you have any questions for Ms. Wills?
Yes. Ms. Wills, has he been in jail since February 16th?
No, so he was in jail February 16th to February 23rd. He bonded out on the 23rd, and then he was booked back into jail on March 3rd. And he's been there since March 3rd on separate charges that are not FOC related.
And does he qualify for the LEAP program?
Nope.
No, so with Mr. Wagner, let me make sure that we have his correct address on file. The previous address, he does qualify for LEAP. However, due to, us not being able to get in contact with him and having the bench warrant for so long, he did not qualify. He does now, as long as he doesn't have any other warrants in the state of Michigan.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Okay. Any proofs, Mr. Sackrider?
Yes, I'd call Mr. Wagner.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Mr. Wagner, can you hear me?
Yes.
You heard the testimony of Ms. Wills, is that correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that you disagreed with?
No, sir.
Okay. So you were booked in, looks like February 16th, and then you bonded out on February 23rd by posting a $100 bond, is that correct?
Correct.
As the judge methodically confirms the details, the defendant, Mr. Wagner, appears resigned, quiet, even cooperative. Yet before he can speak, the opposing party, Ms. Bridges, starts losing control. Her irritation spills out in sarcastic sighs and muttered insults, barely contained by courtroom decorum. The enforcement officer continues, explaining payment records with surgical precision, but Bridges' demeanor begins to overshadow the legal process itself. It's almost ironic. While the judge and attorneys remain composed, her interruptions steal the spotlight. The commentary here highlights the contrast between order and emotion. One side bound by law, the other ruled by frustration. In every courtroom, there's a fine line between speaking your truth and contempt of court. And Ms. Bridges is dancing dangerously close to it.
Testimony from Mr. Wagner, not from you at this time. You'll have an opportunity to speak after that, so please don't interrupt.
Okay. All right. Ms. Wills testified that you're being held on other criminal charges in the jail. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a hearing date or a release date for those other charges?
I have a release date on the 8th.
On April 8th?
Yes, sir.
You're expected to be released?
Yes.
Good. Prior to February 16th of 2023, were you employed?
No.
Lie.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Just hold on. Ms. Bridges, was I unclear about not speaking or interrupting? Ma'am?
So what? Y'all can shake a piece of shit motherfucking hand and say
Hey,
congratulations.
ma'am, if you go off like that, you can be held in contempt of court and go to jail. Do you want to do that?
When Mr. Wagner finally speaks, the tone softens briefly. He admits to the arrears and even agrees to apply his small bond payment toward child support. For a moment, it seems like a breakthrough, until Ms. Bridges explodes. Her outburst interrupts the proceeding completely, hurling profanity toward the man and indirectly toward the court itself. The judge, firm but patient, immediately intervenes, warning her to remain silent until her turn. This is where her downfall begins. The commentary reflects how emotion, when unrestrained, becomes self-sabotage. Instead of strengthening her position, her anger undermines it, painting her as volatile and disrespectful. What should have been a moment of progress quickly turns into a lesson in courtroom restraint, one she refuses to learn.
Pertaining to the issue before the court, which is his non-payment of child support. Do you have any questions?
I already know why his non-payment of child support is. Why he's had a job the whole time working for Larson's Construction, making $26 an hour underneath the table for months now.
Okay,
Instead,
ma'am, this is your time to ask him. This is your time to ask him questions, not for you to give a statement at this point. So if you have any questions for him, ask those.
Okay, Derek, seeing you had money to buy alcohol, why were you not paying your child support?
I was terminated because you had contacted FOC before I had a chance to be placed on payroll, so I was terminated.
That's not my fault. You know you're supposed to pay child support. Pay your shit. Be a man. Instead of a...
The judge tries to continue, focusing on Wagner's employment status and pending release date, but Bridges cannot contain herself. Every question becomes a trigger. And soon her frustration erupts again with language that would make a sailor blush. When she snaps, "Y'all can shake a piece of expletive hand," the courtroom freezes. It's no longer just bad behavior. It's open defiance. The judge warns her clearly. Another vulgarity means jail. Yet she doubles down, muttering, "Just proceed with the expletive court hearing." It's jaw-dropping to witness the audacity to curse at a sitting judge in real time. The commentary here captures pure disbelief. She's not just losing the argument. She's losing control of her freedom in slow motion, and she doesn't even realize it yet.
Has a minimal support obligation of $148.50 per month, including his arrearage repayment in this matter that, in fact, over the last year, he has, as he stated, he's worked approximately 2.5 months during that time, making $200 per week. On each of those weeks that he acknowledges that he simply failed to pay, and there's no excuse for not doing so. In addition to that, he did have odd jobs. He stated that he has been hindered somewhat because he has not had an ID or a birth certificate, etc., to acquire employment, but he has not stated any effort he's made to acquire that. likewise with the GED, other than that he's had no money to do that. The court will find that he has had the present and the ability to pay, that he's failed or refused to pay, and therefore he is in contempt of court. Anything before sentencing, Mr. Sackraven?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. My client testified that he will be on probation upon.
Despite her reckless behavior, the judge still gives her one last chance. His composure is almost saintly, calm, stern, and deliberate. He warns her once more that any further vulgarity will result in contempt. The camera of commentary zooms in here on a moment that defines courtroom professionalism versus chaos. Bridges, however, seems unfazed. When he invites her to question Mr. Wagner, she switches gears, accusing him of working under the table for $26 an hour. Her tone drips with hostility, not evidence. The judge gently redirects her, reminding her this is her time to ask questions, not rant. Yet she can't resist. Her words become emotional punches instead of logical arguments. Each insult chips away at her credibility until her case becomes a performance of rage rather than reason.net.
We would ask that any jail sentence be 31 days or less, with credit for 7 days already served in this matter. We would request a purge amount in the amount of $400. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well, in this matter, Mr. Wagner, I could sentence you up to 45 days. I'm not going to do that only because it is your first time that you would have any jail time, even though you did have a prior contempt. There was no jail time at that point. What I'm going to do is I am going to sentence you to 21 days in jail with credit for 7 days served, and I'm going to put a purge amount in place of the amount of $500. If you're able to pay the purge amount, then you would not have to serve the balance of your jail sentence. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Court will end this matter at 11 a.m. You're free to go. Have a good day.
That's bullshit. You guys shake his hand and tell him congratulations.
Ma'am, the case is done. We don't need to hear anything else.
Wagner's response is almost pathetic but steady. He claims he lost his job because she reported him to child support before his payroll started. It's a weak excuse, but Bridges doesn't let him finish. She lashes out again, spitting out profanities and insults about his manhood and drinking habits. It's the kind of exchange that transforms legal drama into raw human spectacle. The commentary here reflects on how two people's bitterness can hijack justice itself. The courtroom isn't just a place of law anymore, it's a battleground of pride, resentment, and broken communication. Even the judge, though professional, can't hide the growing fatigue in his tone. What was supposed to be about child support has devolved into an emotional boxing match broadcast live for the world to...
Based upon the last outburst and the last vulgarity, Miss Wills, do you have Miss Bridges' phone number? Can you contact her and get her back?
Yes. Let me just go ahead. If you allow me, would you like me to go off record while I call her right now to get her back on the Zoom?
No, go ahead. We'll just hold on and put her on.
Okay. Hi, Miss Bridges. This is your enforcement officer. Judge Kirkham was wondering if you could please log back on to Zoom to speak with him. If you could please log back on, Judge was requesting that. Okay, just log right back onto the Zoom room and they'll let you in. She hung up on me. So I'm unsure if she will log back in or not.
Let me see. This may be her.
Okay. Yes.
As sentencing approaches, the judge reclaims full control. His tone sharpens, his patience vanishes. He reviews Wagner's record, his limited work history, his excuses, his failure to pay even minimal support. Then comes the ruling, 21 days in jail, with credit for 7 served and a purge amount of $500. It's a balanced judgment, firm but fair. Yet even here, Ms. Bridges can't stay quiet. The hearing should end calmly, but instead, she erupts again, spitting one final venomous "fuck you." It's shocking, reckless, and utterly self-destructive. The commentary captures the tension snapping like a string. What could have been closure turns into chaos again, proving that some people don't just lose cases, they lose control of themselves.
First, and the vulgarity, and apparently that did not have any impact. What the court is going to do based upon the last outburst, ma'am, the court, is she muted? Are you muted, ma'am? You can unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
You don't want to listen to anything I say. You just want to shake this motherfucker's hand and tell him congratulations. Let's be
Ma'am, the court is holding you in contempt of court. I'm sentencing you to 3 days in jail, ma'am. You will be sentenced to 3 days in jail. You will have to appear on, we'll have her appear on March 17, 2023, no later than 4 o'clock.
His composure never wavers. Without raising his voice, he immediately holds Ms. Bridges in contempt of court. The irony is heavy. Her victory against Wagner evaporates in an instant. The very behavior meant to express power ends up costing her freedom. The courtroom staff tries to contact her as she storms offline from the Zoom session, clearly refusing to face the consequences. But justice doesn't pause for attitude. The commentary emphasizes poetic justice. The same court she mocked is now summoning her back, not for testimony, but for sentencing. It's a full-circle moment of accountability, a reminder that in court, every word can become evidence, and every outburst